indecent?
they thought the Japanese thing.
Don't talk.
Hey everyone, we're back with some more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. In the last one, we did the first part of the class trial with, we were talking mostly about Taka's murder, and we discovered, also go watch it because we're about to talk about spoilers, but if you already haven't, we discovered that Hifumi killed Taka and was possibly an accomplice in the murder. Wait. Oh, I thought I heard my alarm for a second. I don't know why. But yeah, now we're gonna talk about Hifumi and who Hifumi's killer may be.
Correct.
Load. Yeah, there we go. Continue. There we go. Alright, back in the class trial. Oh, that was weird.
What's been bothering you, hero?
What's been bothering you?
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi!
Oh,
That's my dog!
that is your dog.
Should I go check it?
Sure.
Okay. Let me, like, 1 sec. Oh, hey, I gotta put my earbud back in, too. Okay, we're back. My dog was barking at nothing. Alright. The weapon.
Weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right?
Who's the one that's wet?
Yeah.
So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm gonna take that.
The peel?
Yeah, put the peel in the trash.
Alright.
Boop.
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
Okay.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue. So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the truth. Alright. Spotless hammer. Oh, boy. There we go.
What was used to kill
Wait.
Hifumi?
Oh. I wasn't sure. I don't understand it at all.
Shoot!
Okay. Because it's something else.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3?
Oh, okay, I remember now.
Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice...
That's what it was.
No, that's wrong.
I don't know what she's barking at up there.
The murder weapon wasn't a
she's a squirrel.
justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different
Well,
weapon?
same weapon, just not painted.
Yeah, the kind of phrase is kind of weird.
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi.
Another thing done wrong by the translation team.
Yeah.
Now, All the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off.
Yep.
I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together
Here
with
she
him.
goes again.
Why?
The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
It's true.
So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. 'Cause you remember, like, only the Black Hand gets to leave, and the Accomplice doesn't. At least that's what we thought at first, but... Okay, I think this is another extracting thing. Yeah, definitely.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
2 years. I think I shoot impossible with that. Can you really say there's no chance two people work together on this?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us,
Even if more than one, only the one who actually.
assuming the rule holds true.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
It changes when there's two murders. It's kind of a weird way to say it, but...
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
Oh my god, come
The
on.
payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime.
Makes sense.
And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
Pretty conniving.
Yeah.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents.
Yes.
And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
They really fucking carried out well.
I know.
Especially with Hiro, putting him in the suit, getting him all prepared to look like it was him.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
I'm just gonna pull up my chair a little bit.
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice
No, it
seems
makes a lot of sense why
odd.
they would choose Hifumi
Yeah.
with the whole AI fight.
Oh, you can also do it.
With the AI fight.
Oh no, yeah, you don't have to repeat it.
I was just joking around.
the effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how
Wonder
an
why.
accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
It's like she knows everything that's happening all the time.
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and in the end murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Do you know who? It's pretty obvious, but I want you to say it out loud.
Wait, it's obvious?
Well, who am I supposed to... Who's the killer? Oh, is it not obvious?
I think Celeste, but is it Kyoko?
What? Just tell me why for each...
Well, I don't...
Why do you think it's Kyoko? Why do you think it's Celeste?
Well, I think
And who do you want me to go with?
Okay. I've been suspicious of Celeste this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I am...
Okay. Yeah, we already talked about that.
Yeah, but yeah, we already addressed that.
Why do you think it's Kyoko?
I don't think it's Kyoko. But
So
like,
okay.
you saying it's obvious makes me now re-question my entire thought process.
Who should I pick?
Pick Celeste.
Okay. I'll do Celeste.
Here's my answer.
I didn't think you were gonna think about... I thought it was...
Celeste.
I didn't think you were gonna look at Kyoko.
I don't know. I was like, wait, is it...
What was your reasoning for that?
I don't know, I just got scared and I don't know. I was
Oh.
doubting myself, but I did think
Oh.
it's Celeste.
You think Kyoko because she didn't have an alibi? Or she was because...
No, I don't think Kyoko's gonna kill anybody.
Was it because Makoto was like saying that weird stuff about her?
Yeah, I
Oh.
was like, wait. No, but I do think it's Celeste.
Oh,
Ah,
yeah.
so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Yes, you have been this entire time.
Yeah.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
Mhm.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea
Yes.
that I would choose
Yeah.
to spend any amount of time interacting with him,
But
that I would
That's
go
mean.
within 10 feet of that shit from brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
What's your issue with him?
I don't know.
Does she just think he's stupid and gross?
Maybe.
Is that it? Or do they have a past? Or like what?
I don't know. Maybe she's just angry.
But now
at-
she's showing some emotion.
Yeah.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you.
Do you know what it is?
Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
He's
Certain
afraid.
behavior.
You phrased it kind of weird, but what was the thing that was common to both of them, besides and that everyone else didn't have? Like what did they do? Also, this thing's right.
I'm like,
Wow. It's fixing it. Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Like, what is it that only Hifumi? Oh, well, this probably will help.
Encountering the suspicious individual.
Yeah.
I got it.
They're the only ones who
Nobody
ever
else
saw them.
saw
The
it.
behavior they had
Yeah.
in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it?
Hifumi said he got attacked by it, and then. But like we already know.
What if it was a lie? What if they're
Yeah,
What if the picture was taken prior and it wasn't
Oh.
even there the whole time?
maybe.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Okay.
What?
The fuck?
Sorry.
Don't apologize.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever lived.
Shush, and then he just repeats what he just
Yeah.
said.
Fucking taking the credit.
If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying
Oh, are we gonna use
everything
Celeste's
they
account
told us
against
was
her?
a lie?
Maybe.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual.
Oh, that makes so much sense why Celeste brought fucking Hina to the bathroom now.
Oh.
Did it
Yeah.
on purpose.
Maybe.
So that Hifumi could go.
I mean, Hina was sick, but
Yeah, but I mean, it
maybe
just
she
like,
saw like an opportunity.
yeah, 2 birds with 1 stone, you know?
Yeah. To get Fumi out of there.
And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Maybe as they were like leaving the room, she like turned around at him and she was like, she was like, she was like.
And then she like gags.
It's just like, oh, fucking idiot. And she was like, what was that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Saw Shadow.
We headed to the 2nd floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to
Yeah,
draw
she was
us all
real-
to the physics lab
she was,
up on the 3rd floor.
She was lying. It was
Yeah.
like a wild goose chase.
I was about to say that, yeah. Sending us all on a wild goose chase.
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
And
yeah.
when we'd all come to see what was wrong,
Like
what
how
was it
she's
she
just
said?
making that face.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I don't know if you ever...
Byakuya was on top of that shit too, huh?
Yeah, I had an inkling.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him in the strange costume.
I don't know.
man.
It's just like before this, she's never been like.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of
It's-
like write it off as her just being upset because she got attacked.
I remember kept making comments like that, and you were like, "Yeah, it was. She just it's because she got attacked, and now she's acting different."
That's what I was. That's what I thought. Like, I didn't really. I had like, I was like thinking like, yeah, she might be it, but like, she's probably just acting that way because she got attacked. But I don't know. It made more sense as the class trial went on for me. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed off. Which this doesn't really make sense either, because like, why would he run away from her?
Yeah, why
No.
wouldn't he have just attacked her?
I didn't think of that the first time I heard it.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Right, Hifumi. No! That's why she screamed too, to signal him to scream.
Oh, that's fucking clever.
Yeah. Huh? And that, yeah.
It was to get us to divide into 2 groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
I
Yeah.
think this is my favorite case so far, with just how like intricate it is.
Yeah, they keep getting better as they go on. I'll lead the hunting party, yep. And Makoto and Hina, you come with me. She made it so there was exactly 3 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Yep.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
Yeah.
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan.
You can probably tell how far away they were.
Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
Fucking playing us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Yep.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh,
Is it about her
Vida.
account?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I think it might be something else.
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but Looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about
She has
when
no
you said
idea.
after
Yeah.
Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died.
I remember
I think I'm saying it
her
like the
saying that
anime.
too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention.
Oh,
Sakura,
damn.
Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
She said those guys.
She knew that Taka was dead.
Apparently. I mean, you could probably write it off as like the people in the past cases and stuff, but
Yeah, I see.
But
what
are they
you're
gonna
talking
use it
about.
to?
yeah,
Although I don't really get what it means.
we know.
You
Hero.
hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you
I
said?
feel like this is a non-stop
If you're
debate.
really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Gakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense, but what is he alluding to? He's gonna say it over again. Okay.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused.
She can even replicate
They
it the
must
same way she said it.
positively elated.
That's how you know it's
We are
fake.
all going to die
That's
here.
not even what she said.
Yeah,
We are going to die, just like those guys died.
I think.
And that is all I said.
Extracting is what I gotta do then.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious.
Yeah, she added
isn't it,
something.
What was so strange about
Yes.
Celeste's comment?
Okay. Yep.
All
So
they said
strange.
was,
Yeah.
they must really be enjoying the sight of us standing. They must be positively elated.
Yeah, she didn't say
We are
that.
all going to die here. We are going to die, just like
That's a strange
that's
thing.
wrong.
Yep.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
you all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw.
She's gonna bring
Then
up
what
a
about
picture.
the picture I took?
Yep.
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
You already know Hifumi was one of the accomplices.
Yeah.
You know what
it
what
has
he
to be
did.
some kind of setup,
what that
right?
was, how they did it. It's pretty obvious. Like he's just. We'll talk about
So
it.
let's put the suit on.
Just taking
And
prior.
Then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Yeah, it's like the
Yes, it's
specific way of
forgotten.
how they made the picture.
You are
Like
the
Celeste
only
took
one
it.
who could have possibly fit into that suit.
Obviously, it's just Hifumi holding him up in the suit.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah.
I happen to
Like-
know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
Oh, I
What
like
do you
this.
possibly mean by that?
I like how they phrase this.
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is Hifumi is dragging. Hifumi and the suspect have been drinking.
They're
Yeah.
dancing.
Hifumi's dragging the suspect
It's
away.
not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility.
Yep.
The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around.
That proves they were working together too.
And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
Exactly. That's what I said earlier.
That's what
today.
happened!
Yeah.
You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
Why?
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Jesus. Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away, but is that really possible? Let's find out. I really doubt it. Alright, I don't know what to use. Oh,
You dressed me up in that suit after I
think I
passed
know.
out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person
No,
inside
he's
the
not.
suit was unconscious,
well, no, he kind
there's
of is.
no way they could stand up straight like that.
But they can.
No,
Because it
that's
can't
wrong.
bend at the waist. It's like slightly hunched over, but.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Yeah.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Yeah, it helps to make the picture, but then it sucks because then you can prove that they didn't push the dolly. Ooh, whoa. It's a new sprite, I think, right?
Yeah.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Yeah. Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
Straining her voice.
Yeah.
He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait! But my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's actually Taro!
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Jesus Christ.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
You remember?
Last names?
Yeah.
I got
Mr.
it!
Naegi.
That's
Remember that?
right!
Oh yeah.
Last names! He called us all by our last names!
And Yasuhiro is Hiro's first name.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
Doesn't make any sense.
Indecent?
they thought the Japanese thing.
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal.
Then why did he say Yasuhiro though?
Oh, and nobody knows Celeste's last name. Because she just goes by Celeste.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well, okay.
But he
when
must
they
have
just
run out
said
of energy before he could say any more.
No, oh, maybe, I don't know, maybe she hasn't said her last name yet.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Wait a minute, I thought she had her last name in here. Didn't she? Oh, what? Oh, yeah, there it is.
Oh, Ludenberg.
Yeah.
Celestial.
I didn't know if she said that already or not.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
Because that's not her real name.
Mm-hmm.
It's her poker name or whatever.
Yeah.
Did you just say? To think you'd take your false
But how could-
accusation so far, I don't know
How
whether
could
to
Hifumi
laugh
know
or
her name?
spit.
Huh?
How could Hifumi know her name? Her real name?
That's a good question.
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather. Yasuhiro is a loser's name. Do I look like a loser to you?
Yeah, that's why she got rid of it.
Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Her handbook!
Make
Would
sure
her handbook have a real
your
name?
ears are wide open and
Just like that
listen
part.
up.
Oh, the handbook? Yeah.
My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over
I like her-
and over
Her
again?
ring.
Oh, yeah, the thing on her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Celeste still won't give it up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. Yeah, it's the handbook. Because it tells your real name. Remember the thing where it's like, it loads the name up when you open it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If
Oh,
there's
minus
one
15.
person here
Uh-oh.
who might have that last name,
Only if you miss.
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg. God damn it!
It's upside down.
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict it,
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
You do have a way.
Knew it.
Yeah.
It's predictable.
That's it. The
Yeah, it
handbook.
kind of is. Well, I mean, like, you get Kyoko's just like in an investigation. The handbooks might have a thing to do with this case.
Yeah, by the way.
And then we get a truth bullet for it. So, like, what the fuck are we gonna use this for? And then,
Mhm.
yeah, when it comes up.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it
What time is
before.
it?
It's a little after 2. It's 2:09.
Okay. This handbook, yep, tells your when it starts up, it displays your name.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's
That's an
over,
audio
you
on
never
TikTok.
know what might
Oh.
happen.
They're saying because over and over again. I didn't know that was from this game.
Oh.
Fine then. Let me settle it. let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all.
Yeah, it's the comic book thing.
Long ass. Oh, is it?
And
Yeah.
that'll bring everything
I'm
to
excited
an
to
end.
see the comic book. I like the comic book part.
This one is kind of funny in my opinion.
Is it?
Yeah, you'll see with the filming.
Oh my god, why does he look like he looks like a hamster.
Yeah, they
Why
kind
does she have a poster of fucking... Is that Junko? No.
No, this
Just
is like
a random girl.
Yeah, this is Idol. Alright, so let's take a look. Oh, okay, so this one.
Oh, there's stuff from fucking old...
Yeah, they're gonna
Trials?
Yeah, they throw in like old stuff, like the crystal ball that Leon threw.
Yeah, and there's a picture of the
This one
poster.
is this. I know that. I'm just gonna kind of like just do it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. What time do the killers call the victim to the room? To the rec room? Hero is 1. They did it really late at night so they can get him into the suit. Then they...
Oh, they like chloroformed him?
Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, I think this is Hero entering the room. And then they stuffed him in the Justice suit. And... yeah. Now this is... So that she has the camera. She takes the photo. He's holding him up. And then Fumi... Oh, yeah.
Him hiding fucking behind the...
Yeah, behind the door. He comes out and kills him. Oh, he's like drawn kind of like a killer, but you know he's a victim, so they don't really draw him like a killer.
Yeah.
They used Hammer 4 to do it, or he did. Okay. Next we find Celeste. She shows us the picture. Then we go to the library. We find Hifumi, and that's when we see Justice Hammer 2. So then we take him to the nurse's office. He takes a blood packet from the refrigerator and goes crazy with it. And then, oh, he throws Justice Hammer 3 on the floor, covered in blood. We find both bodies at the same time, and we hear the announcement, so we think it's for Fumi, and then I think it's for Taka. Oh, I like how Celeste is still drawn as the killer.
I know.
It's kind of cool. And then Fumi, we leave, then they go to the bathroom, he leaves, takes the body, wraps it in a tarp, puts it on the dolly, and pushes it all the way to the repository, and takes it out. And then, I guess, he lets Celeste in.
Oh, I like the way he's drawn there.
Yeah.
Like a cat.
I think he just unlocked the door for her and let her in.
Yeah, probably.
And then she
And
probably...
he was like celebrating.
Yeah. I feel like she should have been like, I found the bodies. I feel like she should just let the door be unlocked. Maybe she left the hall. Maybe she left the art room and like went into the hall and saw someone coming.
Maybe.
That's probably why she did it. And she used the spotless hammer.
Yes.
I think that's where that goes. Yeah. Okay, that's it.
The killer is you! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
Yeah.
Hifumi.
He's drawn like
With an
so badly.
accomplice, the killer was able to execute a
Like-
number of otherwise impossible schemes.
Not like bad, but like it's just like they've done him so wrong.
I like the music.
Yeah, me too. I love this music. It's called Climactic
First,
Return.
they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hero. The murderous duo intended to pass Hero off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hero. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. they called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2, and an injured Hifumi, to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for.
Sorry, I just noticed that. I've never noticed that before, but right in that frame on the right there, I saw they show like the killer walking away. That's weird.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
That was weird. I don't know what that's supposed to imply.
He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office, and once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is... Celeste. Sorry, you lose.
Kind of pretty.
Yeah.
And different than what they were doing before.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taeko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taeko?
It's a real name.
You finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
That's what she really sounds like.
I like her voice. More than the fucking one I've been having to do, which I hated and can never do correctly.
Yeah, she's gonna talk like that from now on, too.
Well, for the rest of the time that she's alive.
Yeah, like the
She's about
post-trial
to
stuff.
die.
Because, you know, they talk
Okay,
about like, why
Monokuma.
they did it and everything.
I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is indeed the moment we've all
Nah,
been
yeah.
waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast
She's
your
like Mondo, she just accepts it.
Yeah.
And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Yep. She's gonna talk about stuff like why she did it though and all that, you know, before he dies. And what she discussed with Hifumi and stuff.
What?
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The Blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Celestia Lunenburg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro!
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. He did have a motive, though, so...
Yeah.
Especially against...
I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying.
My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then,
Then did you use, you know... Oh, she stole...
Yeah, because it went missing. She
Yeah.
did something with it.
I forgot that it was stolen.
Yeah.
I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice,
Indeed.
I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into.
At least she's still, like, letting us have a chance of escape.
Yeah.
And stuff. It's not being sore sport or anything. Does she mean? Is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What? What are you talking
Well, now
about?
Monokuma knows!
No, she was being vague enough.
just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. That's funny.
I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words,
Then you're the one that stole it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how I disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
Oh, what are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
are you okay with this?
Oh, it was Taka. He stole it.
What?
So then...
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him! But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
As for me...
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did?
As for me...
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. Oh. He abused me.
This is all a lie, of course.
Yeah.
what?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime! I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far!
It was amazing how completely he bought it. That was a weird sentence.
Yeah.
I can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him! I'm going to fucking kill him! Yeah.
Him swearing is funny to me.
Yeah.
Wait, please. If you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands.
Huh?
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean...
Taka is going to try to kill you.
What?
indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself.
That bastard!
This is unforgivable! Completely unforgivable!
Bastard, 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 bastard!
Honestly,
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts?
Absolutely not! How could I? She...
I swear, I will save her!
actually,
Then, I like if she switches up.
Yeah.
Would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan.
Huh?
I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Oh my fucking god.
It's you, by the way. Go check what time it
That's
is.
funny. It's almost 2:30.
Oh, okay, we should hurry up then.
Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem.
You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
Yeah, she didn't even know he was gonna make.
A fucking robot.
Very on par with him though. So, why did you decide to make me the suspect?
Because you're stupid. Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's it?
Let's see.
Yeah.
In that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though.
Oh my god. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else.
I mean, she did do that, technically.
At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it.
It's true.
Yeah.
In a fucked up way. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical.
I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end,
So you had planned to kill him all along.
But of course. There would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
Sorry, I zoned out for 2 seconds.
You're good.
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
don't be mean.
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about
No,
that.
he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? I forgot about the money.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape.
Remember all those times she was saying we have to adapt and live here for... She's like, oh, the rec room has so many nice things.
Yeah.
But
all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Obviously, that was a lie.
Yeah.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch!
I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why, huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me...
And it was all for that dream.
And what was this dream of yours?
Isn't it wonderful?
That's it!
Fucking bitch.
To live in a European castle.
A
That's it.
castle?
That's an interesting image. That's really funny.
I'm totally
Why do they all have red eyes?
We'll find out.
And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers / bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires to so it's just a kink.
Basically.
She just has a kink.
Yeah.
To satisfy my every need.
She did it for greed.
Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Vampire slave bodyguards.
Yeah.
Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
there is nothing to be done.
Unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh.
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own needs, for my own ends. I feel nothing.
Do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's all. Oh my god, I can't read. That's what makes me complete. That's why she's a gambler.
Yeah.
Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? Why are you crying?
She's just frustrated. She can't understand it.
My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious.
And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then...
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey.
You just get executed again.
Yeah.
Got her head chopped off. Celeste smiled then, and when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie, and that weak fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills,
You all done?
thrills.
Okay, well, let's get rolling. The black can disturb the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
The fuck is that? This is...
Will it
It's a
really give
key.
you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way.
Key to a locker.
Oh.
It's one
where?
of the sauna lockers. The bathhouse ones. That's where it was the whole fucking time.
Which is why...
Yeah.
Actually, it's not important.
I just think it's interesting that she never thought the alter ego could ever help them escape.
Yeah.
She didn't believe in it. She would rather go with this route
Yeah.
and risk her
Well
life.
then,
But she is a gambler.
take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Oh, here we go.
Interesting.
Yeah. What do you think it's gonna be?
Well, I assume...
Well, I is about to happen. So
Yeah. Oh, there's the castle.
yeah.
So it's just a fucking horde of...
The burning of the Versailles witch.
Oh my god.
She's gonna get.
She did say she would burn Kyoko alive.
Yeah, she's getting her just desserts, I guess. Kind of spooky.
It's kind of spooky.
Mm.
Honestly, her death is kind of tame compared to the other two.
Yeah. She's still trying to force the smile, too.
Yeah.
So instead of getting, well, instead of getting burned alive, she got run over by a fire truck. Do you get the irony behind it, though? Like, basically, it's supposed to be like being burned alive is like a very elegant way to go. Very like regal, because like most regal figures have been burned alive.
Yeah.
But instead, she just gets run over
Run
by a
over
fire truck, which is a very common way to go. It's over. The
I mean,
third
not
execution.
common, but it's not like...
Well, it's not extravagant.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. For him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of the regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
I have something to
Let me
say.
out of here!
Okay, we're almost done. Well, what do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. And sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so sick of some people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What do to me?
Who?
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Wow, man, oh jeez. Oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body. What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are kind of getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time I get out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
See ya. Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely. It's the key to one of the dressing room lockers. Huh? Then that means... I had to say what? No.
That's okay. Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea.
We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. Alright. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask?
As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. And I'll go too.
What?
You. Please, let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
Well then.
It's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? You too.
Huh? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone.
I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we?
Yeah. We're getting close to the end.
So then.
We need to get into that locker.
Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
You really came.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe. Thank goodness.
I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart.
I just did what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed.
As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but... Can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I wanted you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However,
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now.
I don't need to know? That just makes me even more worried.
what?
Worried?
Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that...
Indeed.
It's only natural to think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too.
No! I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me?
Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's what I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. Oh.
I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more.
Then...
That's fine.
Fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see...
What I heard from Kyoko then was... We're just gonna keep going a little bit longer. Just... Okay. Well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. Okay, we're gonna stop here.
Okay.
Because there's still like a little bit left before the chapter ends.
Cool.
So, what are your quick thoughts?
That was good.
Yeah.
That was really good. I liked the progression of it all and how it was more complex than the other trials. And
Yeah, they're gonna get a little
I'm
bit more
excited
crazy
for
from
them
now
to
on.
get more. Yeah, I'm more excited.
Well, she has to go, so we're gonna end it here. Leave a like if you like the video, and put a comment in the comment section, and subscribe to see more see more videos.
See more videos.
And we'll
Subscribe to
see-
see more comments.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys in the next one to see what Kyoko told us about and confirm it with our own eyes. Bye.
Bye.